Oh wait. Let's go and load game because last time they like to load the game that's really late. So which one has the later time? This one is 7:51. Do you want to do this one? Yes. I don't know if we're up to the solving the case yet, but who knows? Um, he was a man of his word. I don't remember who was the man of his word. Oh yeah, we were still dealing with this girl who was lying, and she caused the death of um, my beloved Kazuma by complete accident, and the ship was covering for her because she was like a part of their crew or whatever. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have yet. And she was like, oh, I accidentally let this stuff happen because, he found out that I was this prima ballerina and I didn't want him to give away my secret because I didn't want to go back because they were treating me bad. No, no, he was walking over to it and she thought he was going to call the cops and mention that all the bad things, dumb nonsense. She basically accidentally let him die because she thought, oh, he's gonna expose me for like who I am or whatever. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Was nobody trying to send you back? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not done yet, it seems. This one's more. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Aye, another deduction. Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at the moment? He wasn't going to do anything. Do we really need to make this deduction? Uh, she just got terrified and accidentally was like, oh, you're going to tell my secret. Down with you. Murder, murder. Like, whatever. Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? He was looking towards me. Oh yeah, he was looking in direction towards me. First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent a lot of quiet time in the 𝕤𝕠𝕔𝕚, but still, that cabin has been my home for the entire voyage. Okay, so it kind of started us over because I remember this much, where they're like, "Oh, what was he looking at?" And he was looking at me. He was looking at the wardrobe because he was thinking about me and being able to tell me who the person is. So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Polvala visited Kazuma-sama. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yeah. Going over here to prove that this lady is crazy. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's a simple gaze can reveal all the manners of truth. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when it's turned away from Miss Polvala, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? Me! Oh god, he was looking at you in the wardrobe. This. I bet you it's the wardrobe, but you know. One second. I'm so sorry, everybody. The wardrobe? My wardrobe? I was in at the time, of course, sleeping soundly, too soundly. If only I hadn't eaten that chicken that was laced with the sleeping drug. If only he'd woken me up. Then maybe this tragedy would have never happened. What? Was it not the wardrobe? Huh. Thank you for the you got this. Oh, I have to present it. I pressed the wrong button.
Take that!
It was a wardrobe, my bad. Consider everything that had happened last night. Certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? Yeah, idiot. You killed him for no reason. And more importantly, what was inside of the wardrobe? Me. The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Miss 𝕤𝕒𝕤, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Akiyagi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I can use another opinion here. Hello, Jojo. Another opinion. Yes, but not from a member of the crew. Who? See, this is what makes this dumb. She knew the crew was gonna back her up because the crew members knew exactly who she was. That's why they let her on the boat in the first place, as given with their like, oh, prestigeousness and whatnot. So why did she just assume that even if he did call them, like, it wasn't gonna be a problem? She just jumped the gun. No, Mr. Asagi intended to consult his close friend on the matter to see if between them they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Like, she was the only person who knew that the crew knew exactly who she was. So why would she just be like, oh my god, he's gonna call the crewman? Why would that matter to you? You wouldn't have been in trouble either way. They weren't gonna send you back. They could have created a whole life for you just like they did just now, but okay. Oh no! Sadly, we cannot know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Asagi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. No duh, my baby would be alive. Miss 𝕤𝕒𝕤. Miss 𝕤𝕒𝕤. Listen, I say her name wrong all the time. I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. Yeah, little girl, I know you're 15 and deal with the, being a celebrity, but now deal with the blood on your hands. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. Oh, she's gonna be traumatized forever. What have I done? I mean, I don't want her to be traumatized, but like, she's already went through the pains of being a celebrity, trying to be perfect. Now she's gonna deal with the fact that she's basically slightly a murderer. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS 𝕤𝕤𝕤 was finally laid to rest. Again, I didn't want her to feel traumatized, but I didn't want to go to jail. The January 9th, 17:14 p.m. SS 𝕤𝕤𝕤 first class cabin passageway. Well, what happened to Miss 𝕤𝕒𝕤 now? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to reciprocate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Holmes can do that. Do I think she should go to jail? No, I think she should be like... I mean, what she did wasn't exactly... Like, she didn't intend to kill him, but I don't think she should, like, go to jail for it. Like, I think she should be on, like, house arrest or something. What do you call that one? But I don't think she should be, like, ooh, in jail with prisoners or juvie. So she won't be going back to Russia. Nobody's going back to their home countries after committing a crime in this game. No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she'll be able to. I mean, she ran as a fugitive. She ran away, so now she's now exiled for life. Oh, Jesus. I see. I'm sorry. 𝕤𝕒𝕤. I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you. How about how you lost... But I didn't think about you, about how you lost good friend. I wanted to do the voices, but I want to read the story out. I will go with Nina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free. 𝕤𝕒𝕤's death feels like such a waste, but... Well... Do what you can for Miss 𝕤𝕠𝕦𝕤, won't you? Yeah. Well, I'm afraid we need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul I'm gonna hand you to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes. I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Aw, man. I wanted to see America. I mean, Britain. Where are we going? I forgot where we're going. It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it even begun then. To think that only a few days ago, 𝕤𝕒𝕤 and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. It seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Katsu-san? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know that you've returned. He told me to go back to my room. What did you think? Well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hazunaga just told me I should pack. You know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. Aww. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Naruhodo-san. I feel you, sis. You know, watching my beloved die over something dumb. He had such great ideas He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. And now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he was. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible. But now we know the truth. That it's just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. It's just too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Inspector, my duty was to see Anna. Why did they hide his name? My duty was to Asagi-san safely to Great Britain. Was to see him to Great Britain, but I failed and caused two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down, and I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. I blame him. And I'm free again now. At least, huh? Surprise, Naruhodo. What is the meaning of this? I mean, I'm starting to think Sholmes like seeing me in handcuffs. Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. I mean, I might be on the... I don't seem like I'm wrong here. It doesn't seem like I'm wrong here. Sorry? So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we say. You're a stowaway, after all. He thinks this is funny? Mr. Slums. We do appreciate all of your assistance. More like he was in the way, but okay. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. They feel so sincere. The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of his study tour was negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Miss Asagi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Sato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of the problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. I see where this is going. But there is no one who will be necessary qualifications, Mr. Slums. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. A full opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. It's written in orange, so obviously that means it has something to do with us. Yes? Miss Sato-san. Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Ah! But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm sorry. In the case, I don't think there's a chance that it could work. But as I said, there is still one more month before we reach England shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? You expect me to study to be a lawyer in a month's time? Excuse me. Yes, I have a month to study to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. A month. I don't care what time period this is. He can't do it in a month. Mr. Naruhodo, that's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody can learn all that in just 40 days? A month is 30, last I checked? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I will take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. Bruh, you trying to do this within 30 days is insane, but alright. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? 𝕒𝕤𝕤𝕤, he said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it, and I won't let that passion just come to nothing. But anyway, it's for my own benefit too. Oh, so that's what you went to be right back to do. You went to play the Smash Brothers. I see you, Obsi. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Misato-san? Well, she's supposed to be his assistant, so they'll be learning it together. Oh, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. She looks so sweet. I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. You know I was a stowaway and I sunk onto this ship or whatever, and the only reason why I'm on here is because of my friend, but I'm going to take his place, and I'm going to make it so that she can come and be an assistant, because if you look at it this way, she would have to be sent back because of the idiocy of everything. I mean, he could be like, oh, it's for Kazuma, but he could have also been like, it's all because of Sato-san. I don't want her to, like, have to go back also, blah, 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 blah. So, does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Well, he's already broken the law once, so, I mean, he could do it again for me, right? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, it's madness. It truly is. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules are dull routine of existence that we all up here, a harbor, give us interest, give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. That's because you're an idiot, but we're not going to talk about it. From the early hours of the morning until this very moment. Despite contending with a passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. All it takes to be a lawyer, guys. You need just those things. Not years of study, not passing the bar exam, just those 3 consecutive things. Somebody get Pappy on the line. Very well. I think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector, after all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said I'll do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. I'm making more shortcomings. Oh, thank you, Inspector. Honestly, this is more so for Sato-san because, like, as a woman, she'd have to go back and do, like, boring lady duties, like, have children, get married, do nothing else, because in the society, women really couldn't do much, especially in Japan. So I really don't see how this benefits anybody but her in this situation, but hey, go off. If you excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next and how best to make my report. See ya. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? What would she know? She can barely read. I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all. Ah, I forgot. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo, I would like you to take charge of the... What? Me? Are you sure? It's not like it was hers to give. Sorry for peeking. I'm sure it was what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. And its name is Karuma. Kazuma and Karuma, how adorable. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that has been in the Asagi clan for generations. Very well, I accept. I'll treasure it always. So then Miss Sato's... I'm pretty sure it's Sato, but we're gonna call her Sato because that's what I've been calling her, so... It seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. So no flipping me over, okay? It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. What's in that book? For the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. Why 40? There's 30 days in a month. We shall fill every square moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness, what is it? Please throw me to the ground. 3 times. What? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Oh, now she's starting to feel remorseful. Of course you would have never done anything to hurt him. Oh, now you're coming to senses. That should have been obvious from me to the start. But I'm allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away and the cabin door was locked. I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should have not thrown you. And not once, but 5 times. Now it's 5 times, you just said 3. That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? I mean, girl, if you want me to lay you down and I mean, just lay me down and slam me down, but like, time and place, sweetie, time and place. Please, you must. Just take a hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. Hey, relax, sweetie. Relax. Everybody's trying to get kinky with me. Relax. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Slomes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did he see that? I presume that would be the form of a Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently, it's called the Sato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. I'll be guilting. I am a practitioner of the combat arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. There he goes, dancing around again. He's like so close to punching her in the face. Like, oh, he could have. There he goes. He already could have aimed for her head. I wonder if you'd be so kind to instruct me on the technique of your arresting throw. Yes, I'll be honored. He has smacked her several times. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Why me? He said do it on him. Do it on him. Sorry. Hiya! As you can see, your throat from your abdomen. Oh yes, resting indeed. And this is what you learned the term Sajusan takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Sajusan squash. You know, just forget about me on the floor, head spinning, completely out of it. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from the evening scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Haruma. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asagi clan. I can't believe you've managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on the study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. Ah, look at him. He's so fine. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, 𝕤𝕒𝕤𝕤. I can't be parted from my katana. Haruma guides me. I truly believe that. So, its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain, and I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through with you to the end with you. To the ends of the earth, my darling, I shall travel with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. Didn't know what it was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Ooh, we finished chapter 2 finally. I got the crash course one. Nice. Proud of me. I wonder how many there were. Oh, there were several in case you wanted to do different playthroughs, but I like using the same one. Ooh, we're on episode 3. Could you just like go to any episode? I'm curious. Oh, there's only 5, so we're on 3 here. Sure, Jojo. Before we start, I shall do one for you. Now, as I've stated with several people when doing this choice, I want you to have a question in mind in your head while I do so, and keep that question fresh in your mind. Okay, I am shuffling as we speak. Yes, always remember that you want to keep the question in your mind fresh in your head. Sorry. Here we go. So the card I have pulled for you is the 7 of Swords. This card in the upright position represents deception, trickery, and turning a blind eye. Deception is at work here. You might feel pressure to be dishonest in order to achieve your ambitions, hoping that these lies have gone unnoticed. And this card here seems to be warning. I'm sorry. This card is a warning. I don't know why is it going to be warning. Of how difficult things with whatever you're dealing with are going to be. So I'm not saying necessarily people are lying to you, but there's something that's afoot. There's something amiss here. In the words of today's uh whole theme and aesthetic, something is definitely suspicious. So, you might want to keep an eye out about that. Moving on, everybody, we are getting ready, and I hope you are excited because we are now on episode 3. And I am great. That means we're in the middle of the game. The runaway room. Start playing from this episode? I guess. I didn't know you could go from different episodes. I guess it didn't matter. Hold on. Let me make sure. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Spectacle. Yeah. Here we go. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Episode 3.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. 𝕤𝕒𝕠𝕦𝕒, once said of the incident, I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Ooh.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
Why does she have a
And look at all the steam locomotives.
British accent?
This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
Gonna say those kids would have probably, if this was accurate, would have tried to swindle them out of some money somehow. February 18th at 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. What an incredible place. I'm telling you, there's clockworks in here. There's gears moving. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. It looks incredibly too much. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. Yeah, I'm telling you here. There are some stones buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only built a few in a short decade since we've opened the borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice... We had instructed to report here after this time. If circumstances were different, we were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So, we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as a law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you are required, you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain it is the Lord Chief Justices who appoints lawyers. So, that's the second reason why we are here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It is the only way that we will be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Don't worry, I should be able to do this just absolutely fine. Ah, good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Wonder what he looks like. Ooh, he looks like a JoJo character. He looks like a JoJo character. Oh, I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We've never happier than when we're standing right here, standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mal Strongheart. I'm pretty sure you don't have a strong heart, but cool. Lord Chief Justice of Great Britain, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I am 𝕤𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕒. I apparently made him Italian. I am Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Whoa. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Chill out, boy. Ah, yes, thank you. He did look like a JoJo character. I feel like his stand will have to do something with time. Chill. Alright, well. Hola. How art thou? How we be doing? This is just exactly this is just an affiliate. This is just an official London olden time Dio. You've come before me, but it is I, Dio. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Well, it's a bit spiffy. It's a bit stick. Help. I've never been so nervous, even ever since I got here, that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh? We had a wonderful view of some of the London streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. What is with this villainous music? The city boats trends way, piped water and gas, even cables simply electricity. Supplies electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor in London is astounded. I mean, you also bend people to your will, take over countries and capitals that definitely didn't need you there, and are 100% under your goal because America is doing their best to separate themselves from you. But what can I say? Yeah. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me here. Thanks for saving me there, Sato-san. I mean, America's already separated from you, but that did take a big blow for you guys. And then there's also the thousands of other places and continents that are doing their best to try to get away from your rule. But you know, if you want to throw history in there about how y'all like top dog, most of the devices that you have and all this other stuff, you basically stole. So, I guess. Everyone seems so jolly and full of rigor. Well, if you want to count the fact that people are suffering from poverty and they're dying and there's an unfair class system and then there's child labor going on and there's child labor laws and then there's the death of the prostitutes that are living there and people are starving and whatnot, I guess you could say they're doing great, but yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition. I feel like he's going to want to hit me with that. Culture and technological advancements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It would be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and we will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Right, you guys are angry with Paris for some reason, because, you know, Paris is very beautiful at this time of year. Gosh, I can't hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. See what I mean? You need to relax. Chill. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. You definitely are probably the reason why Japan couldn't return that girl and why she probably got away with murder, but you know, whatever. I ain't saying anything. It is faith in this progressive times. We will welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. I'm pretty sure you want to say a racial slur to me, though. Alright, well, I want to be a law student. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. I'm Mr. 𝕤𝕒𝕤𝕤, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegrammed the full report of the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamboat for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you're honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We are in the capacity of the envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese people are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it is true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of your young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. I mean, his name is Strongheart, so he looks very strong-hearted. What do you have to say, madam? It is about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it, then, the moment of truth. I would like to continue the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps I'm so sorry. I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Relax. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asagi. At least it is that what I am led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going to go well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo, it could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's something else here from Japan who described the lawyer, it's me. Why would you say anything else but you? It's me. I can do it. Is that so? He does not believe me. We're in trouble. I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but hear me out though. No qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and then I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about the British law and court proceedings while I was on the board of SS 𝕤𝕠𝕤. He's like, nigga. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days. I believe 50 days, not what you might call a full education. To become qualified as a lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. Duh, is what I said. I realize it's far too short of a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asagi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on in everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, you do, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to accept me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Imagine this was a doctor. Imagine he decided that he was going to, this was a doctor instead. You would seriously fail. Why would this happen? This is such a video game to I think it's unbelievable. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in a good stead as a lawyer. Hold on, is this gonna be time-based? Because if this is time-based, I will hate my life. Because if it's all about whether or not you can solve these things in a certain amount of time, God, my life will suck here. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to a trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asagi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did he just express that just an alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specifically certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Oh, now it becomes a test. Cool. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? A liar who knows how to play an acting game in front of the crowd, if you're on the wrong side at least. Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. What? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an app trial about to begin later today. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? You want me to defend someone I knew nothing about? No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcoming news. Oh, yes, let me defend someone whose life is on the line here, because that seems so logical. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you have passed my test. I'm sorry. Hold up. Time out. What if the person is guilty, though? Like, what if he's actually guilty? Will that definitively be concerning for my career? Because if he is not guilty, whoa, okay, sure, all right. What could be simpler? Several things. Several things could be simpler. How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask what sort of trial it is, Mr. Strongheart? Murder. Yes, good question. Ah, I remember. You remember? It's a murder trial. Oh, fun! My first case of being trying to be a lawyer is a murder trial. Not like I had to defend myself against murdering somebody else. This should be a piece of cake. A murder? Everything's been murder so far. Murder, 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 murder. Everyone keep dying. A strong, simple case, I understand. You can't really lose. I don't think he understands I could very much lose. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. No pressure. Capital punishment, he'll be put to death. Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Oh yeah, great country, love it here. 10 out of 10 billion. Presumably you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with the man's life. I am Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. Oh, well, you're definitely Dio, because you definitely put me in an improbable proposition. But you can't do that, can you? He just did. And there's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. Which I most definitely will have no choice but not to. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well perform in court. Best not tell him, it seems to be. Best not tell him. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you come to me claiming to be a lawyer? If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove that you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see this through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asagi. I would like you to understand how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I mean, think about the situation I'm in here. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. Well, give me a file. At least let me tell you what's going on. I need an answer from you now. What is it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I mean, if I don't do it, then the game doesn't go on. So I'll do it. Alright then, if I have given you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs to work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it is as expected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for the passage to the back. I pressed the right button. Back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, 𝕒𝕓𝕠𝕦𝕒. Thank you for your offering me a chance. I clicked it. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Mr. Saito-san, but what could I do? It's alright. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Ms. Sato's means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. Good point. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some sort of experiment. A lawyer might fight for these clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. Amen? No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. That is a very good point. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? Approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. Jesus Christ. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect me to answer to every question. I definitely do, but alright. The cold-hearted truth of the matter is that there's only one person now with the chance to save this man for a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope. So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh? Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. Oh yeah, thanks. Let me just, get ready to defend a man who I don't know what the case is about. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So peculiar. So, venture into the great city and enjoy yourselves. How am I supposed to enjoy myself defending a man who may or may not have committed a murder? He's gone. The Old Bailey. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Well, seems I won't have time then to look at this stuff, so... Okay, let's go. February 18th, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. I mean, it's a game. We time traveled here. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Wow. And imagine what they would be like in an actual car. Woo! Talk about horse speed, the horsepower. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the 𝕤𝕒𝕠𝕦𝕒 stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were gonna die, and we have to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said it was the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait is grand. It is really pretty. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever it is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the only one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir. What in the Willy Wonka is going on here? What are yous doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces from the eats, are yous? Well, we're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more. So, how much did yous need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself. So have I. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all the while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. Huh? 1,000 guineas? Please, Miss Tata-san, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? 'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've seen enough wealth to build it. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Why do you have that much? Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah, that hit me in the eye. Who are you? Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I've been wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is from me good self here. I'll be on the dock. Huh? But now, what I want you to do is to come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you got to do is stand next there to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's gonna start without me having any kind of representation at all. Though it was true. Lurchy Jessup wasn't making it up at all. I'm terribly sorry to ask, but does that mean that you're the defendant in this trial? Yep. Well, last different blazes. Do yous not know who I am? Me? One of the London's biggest names? Obviously not. No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it ain't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there's a Century of London is another beautiful park. Sorry? A park? What? 'Tis called Misgilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park? In the central London? A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus 𝕤𝕤𝕤 wouldn't do for the city and its square of old people. That's amazing. I mean, extraordinary. But now that there's a god to say I'm good for nothing criminal, me, Magnus 𝕤𝕤𝕤. What's the matter with the London people, I ask ya? Alright, don't pass out. 𝕤𝕤𝕤. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. And I will introduce myself after a while, but we're going to save it here. We're going to take the minute to save it here. Record save. Well then, we signed ourselves up for another murder mystery we have nothing about, and we just met someone who's apparently got the riches of Mr. Scrooge's duck. So I'm excited to see where this case is going to go, because boy, am I intrigued for another murder mystery. But that will be for another time.